says lands 50 successful attacks on weak points or wounds in focus mode.
Strong thunderstorms likely. Storms could contain tornadoes, low of 63 Fahrenheit. Southwest winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. Okay.
So you have to use focus blows, basically, is what you're saying. That is not what the trophy says.
Well, it shouldn't take that long, because you get them...
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm almost hunter rank 100, and I do not have that trophy. And it's like 72% achievable. But I hardly ever use R1. I almost exclusively use triangle and circle. That's got to be it. I guess I'll start using R1 like a madman.
Yeah.
So fucking dumb.
I mean, whenever you see a wound.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course.
We got this.
That's a bad trophy description.
Ugh. So if you have any guides you need help with, you know who to call.
Hey, that helped.
Can I take the money they're going to give me for Monster Hunter World and commission you?
What, for Persona?
No, for something that you're already on the hook for Persona.
I was gonna say, I don't need to be commissioned for that.
Yeah, you're already your pride will let you finish that someday.
Eventually. Although now that I platinum it, I mean, what do I really need to go back and do?
Hey, pride. Professional work ethic and pride, yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
The lightning has them amped up. Might be able to
Do you? Because it's been like 3 years.
Oh, I mean, I got that when I think there's... I don't know, it's hard to be too proud of something on GameFAQs these days, you know?
I agree.
It's like... They don't care. They don't have pride.
Yeah, I should really just buy that site. I wonder how much it would cost to buy just GameFAQs.
Yeah, they'll probably try to charge you $1 million or $2 million for the name alone, at least. At the very least.
It's not worth $1 million.
The name is the only thing that's worth anything. Because it's got a lot
Debatable. It's dead. It died many years ago. That's
no,
like saying...
it's got domain authority. Google sends people there. You could post car commercials on that fucking site and get a return on investment. I'm not saying it's useful as like a gaming hub.
I think $1 million is crazy.
I just think Google, that's how the algorithm works. Google just views that as having authority and will rank things highly if you post them there.
Oh, that was good.
What?
Oh, this guy launched
Oh.
This guy launched
Moxie's sitting here quivering behind me, even though there hasn't been a rumble of thunder in about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. I feel so sorry for her. She's such a sweet little thing. It was funny. The storm was just starting to come in, and I knew the storm was there because Moxie runs up onto my couch and gets behind me and tries to hide behind my back and against the back end of the couch. I guess that's the safest place you can find. And so I'm like, oh, what are you doing, Moxie? And then I hear the thunder. I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. And then Rebecca says that she's going to feed the dogs. I'm like, well, Moxie's in here. Why don't you just bring her food bowl in here so she can eat while, she's hiding? Rebecca's like, Moxie can either eat or she can hide on the couch. And so I say food to Moxie twice, and she stares at me, and then she bolts off the couch and goes into the living room. So apparently there are some things more important than safety, and that is food.
Oh, yeah.
She ate her food, and then within a few minutes, she was back here on my couch. And I was like, okay, well. I mean, it's nice to know that she has priorities, and she's not so afraid of thunder that she's gonna miss a meal over it, but I don't know. Just, I think it's cute animal behavior. You poor little thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry the storm's so mean to you. Big booms. So yeah. Should we talk about the Switch too?
Oh yeah, there's plenty to talk about.
I might be giving my hand away, but I named the stream Nintendo Switch Poo.
Oh, that's so bad.
But accurate. I think it's safer. Okay, I'm aware that I did this song and dance when the original Switch came out, and I'm not going to say I was completely wrong. The Switch got more third-party support than I thought it would back when it was announced, and became a nice little repository of physical games. So, and I'm not a Nintendo fan. I like to call Nintendo out for their many, many, many egregious faults over the years. Nintendo sucked in the 80s, they sucked in the 90s, they sucked in the 2000s, they sucked real bad in the 2010s. The 2020s were looking to be their best decade yet. Because they weren't being too super scummy, and they were actually riding pretty high on the success of the Switch. So all they needed to do was nail the Switch 2. And I think we have our first clear-cut, unequivocally great decade for Nintendo. You might say I'm crazy, not saying the 80s were a great decade for Nintendo, but I know all the lawsuits and scummy shit they tried to do. I'm not giving them credit for that just because they feasted on Atari's corpse and were the uncontended fucking leader in the fucking industry for a few years.
They brought video gaming back to the people.
No, they didn't.
Absolutely.
Video gaming was always there. You were watching these Ultimate videos. They were selling tens and hundreds of thousands of copies the entire time. The genre was supposedly dead.
They brought home non-PC gaming. God, I lost my entire party. What the hell?
Now, do you have a connection issue?
Yeah, I guess. Now it's just me and Clemmy. Now I feel like I have to cook something.
They brought gaming back to the toy stores, is what they did.
They brought gaming back.
To the toy stores. That's all you're going to get from me. That's all I will acknowledge.
I will take Zelda over Ultima any day.
I mean, I think most people would, but...
They brought good gaming back.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Okay. You like Ultima more than Zelda, apparently.
No, I didn't say I liked Ultima more. We have the Gold Box games that we can compare them to. We have Wing Commander. We have all kinds of shit we compare them to.
Is this thing at least close to death? I have no idea.
I'm especially not going to defend like Ultima 1 to 3. If you want to talk about Ultima 4, 5, maybe 6, 7,
what made
absolutely.
4 so much better than 1 through 3?
Because it actually tried to tell a story. It actually tried to have... Okay, the whole conceit behind Ultima 4 is that after all the shit that happened in the first 3 Ultimas, Lord British decides that the world needs a moral compass. They need a hero. They need a moral beacon to guide them. And the whole quest line of that game is proving you have some virtues, right? And you do that by various ways that don't involve going into the dungeon and killing the Balrog. You've got to prove that you have the virtue of honor and the virtue of sacrifice and all these other virtues by essentially living virtuously in the game world. It's, the execution is spotty as shit and exploitable and a little finicky, but it is way, 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 way high-minded for a game of its era, where most of them, even for the next 5-10 years after that, would be like, no, go into the dungeon and save the princess. Like, and so you prove you have these virtues, then you go into the dungeon, you find the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom, and you become the Avatar. And that is the purpose of Ultima 4, is proving you have these virtues, going on a quest for self-enlightenment.
So there was no bad guy?
There was no bad guy.
Interesting.
And then Ultima 5 comes along, and see, Ultima 4 on its own is fine, but it's how they play with that later on. Because you're the Avatar, you are basically the Jesus of this made-up religion that you embody the virtues of. And then in Ultima 5, you come back after... You know how it works. You go to Earth, then you come back via the Moon Gate. And time passes differently in Britain, Caesarea, whatever they call it. One of those mystical lands, you know, the English. Time passes differently, so you'll be gone for a year or two, and it'll be, you know, decades or even centuries later on in the game world. And when you come back, Lord British basically Richard III'd himself by going off on some fucking crusade and had his throne usurped by Lord Blackthorn, who, of course, you know, when you're named Lord Blackthorn, you almost have to become a villain, don't you?
Oh yeah, you're a bad guy.
And Lord Blackthorn is kind of being corrupted by some Shadow Lords, and they're like the negative embodiments of the virtues, and they've perverted Lord Blackthorn's belief in the virtues, so it becomes like, you should strive to be charitable because it's a good thing to do. He turns it into, you will give up X% of your earnings or you will have no earnings. Shit like that. He makes your religion of benevolent self-enlightenment and good deeds into fascist dictates. Right? You're no longer not telling lies, you will always tell the truth or your tongue will be removed. Shit like that, right? So that's kind of the play on that, but this one actually has proper dungeons and bosses and shit, and it's kind of showing that how a moral teaching can be perverted, and if you make it totalitarian, even if it's, you know, they're good virtues, the way they're implemented and enacted can be really bad. And then, what happens with Ultima 6? Ultima 6 is a bit different. They have, you come back to Caesarea for that game, and you're abducted by some... you're abducted by some gargoyles who are going to sacrifice you on an altar. Your friends save you, and you find out that gargoyles have invaded Caesarea, and they're on a holy crusade because somebody broke into their sacred land and stole their Book of Infinite Wisdom and used a bunch of their stolen relics.
That game thinking that they're the bad guys, right?
But you're the bad guy. But actually, you're it's a big cultural misunderstanding, and you did kind of pillage their sacred relics to make your own religion, and you have different... You came up with a different translation of the virtues based on the book you stole from them, so you can't quite agree on that.
We went from Nintendo to Ultima.
Well, I'm just saying, this is what makes Ultima good, after the first three anyways, is you have these... I've only
really delved into Alcabeth, Ultima 1, and Ultima 2, so...
Okay.
I'll get through all of them in time, I guess.
Well, Ultima 3 is basically Ultima 1 and 2, except this time you're fighting against an evil computer. It doesn't get that much better in Ultima 3. I'm not gonna defend Ultima 3 too hard. But Ultima 4, 5, and 6 do try to do some things, and you can bet your ass there was no fucking kid on the NES talking about what happens if the moral precepts being taught to me by this video game end up corrupted or some way.
I read that they only went that way in Ultima 4 because Ultima 3 looked like it had a demon on the cover of the game or something, and parents were being parents, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, they cared so much about that at the start of Ultima 7, they have like a brutal dismemberment of a fucking blacksmith and a fucking gargoyle, and I mean, like, they're very graphic about it, as graphic as you could be in 1992. I don't think Richard Garriott cared. I think he didn't care. But if he did care, and he did make things that way, he kind of gave them all the middle finger by turning all these, like, good beliefs into, no, they're actually bad and fuck you, in the next game. I'm mixed on Richard Garriott. He's kind of a nerd that really liked hammering out code on BASIC in his free time, and then ended up having to run a major company, and I'm not sure he was ever really great at that. But I mean, it kind of fell into his lap too.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's something to be said for that.
No, he's just a nerd who trying to turn his D&D sessions into a video game. Fucking the id Software guys did that too. It's just John Carmack was a little bit of a fucking prick when it came to programming, and I think he's the guy who told one of the early id guys, like, story in video games is like story in porn. Everyone expects it to be there, but no one really cares. I can't remember who he told that to. Was it Tom Hall or something? Oh.
John Carmack.
No, John Carmack told that to somebody. I don't know who he told it to, though.
Oh, probably Tom Hall.
I think it was Tom Hall.
A.K.A. their story guy.
Yeah, and I think that's why he left. I mean, if you tell that to a story guy, I'd be like, okay, well, I can see that my future here is not long.
Yeah, this is not bright.
What you're doing doesn't matter. So, and you know what? People want to glaze John Carmack, but he was fucking wrong, okay? I think we almost universally expect there to be story in a game, and a lot of us come to games for a story. So, but yeah, no, I like Nintendo and PCs were offering different things, and
oh, I understand this wound thing way better now, I think, because I never used my R1 before. No wonder I don't have this trophy. If I use it, it's just one powerful swing.
And it does a ton of damage, right?
Nah, not really.
Not really?
If I use it and it hits a wound, it does 4 swings.
Oh, yeah.
A ton of damage.
Yeah, why do you think I like saw blading things so much? Because it deals a couple 100 points of damage.
No, I get it now. I see where I've messed up this entire game.
This entire game.
Yeah, I'm just Hunter rank 100.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You made it this far without doing it, so,
Well, I think that's because this Hammer's Big Bang finisher is so fucking good.
Yeah, Hammer does seem to be a pretty popular weapon.
Well, it's good. It's like the mindless. You don't have to know what you're doing.
And here I thought that the Charge Blade was the big mindless weapon. But, no, these, like, I think gaming would have been just fine without Nintendo. Would have been just fine.
No, I think Nintendo's, I mean, there's lots of things I don't like them for, but, I mean, just their first-party offerings alone they deserve a place in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying I don't credit them with the existence of the gaming industry. I think it would be just as big as it is now without them. Someone else would have taken that spot. They might not have created the same things, but this was a market that was always going to explode.
I'm sure it would have, but would we just get another Atari? Are you sure? You don't know that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. You know who would we have?
Are they just going to be the next Atari and
no. We would have had Sega, and Sega's goal was always to bring their arcade stuff into the home. And that was largely their goal up until the Saturn. So I don't think that trajectory changes all that much for them.
The Sega couldn't beat Nintendo.
No, they beat them in the United States.
I mean, no.
They did. They had larger market share from 92 to 95, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, for a couple years maybe, but I mean, if you have to narrow it down to a couple years to say they won.
Okay,
no.
Well, how many years did Nintendo have market share or winning market share in the United States?
They had it going into the Genesis.
They had it going into the Genesis. They didn't have it coming out of the Genesis. When did they have it? When did they have it after the Genesis?
They had it coming out of the Genesis.
No, they don't, because PlayStation ate their lunch as soon as it launched. 95.
There was a period of the Genesis time frame where Sega
there might have been a few quarters
probably
when they were outselling, maybe. But no, they went from getting beat by Sega to getting beat by PlayStation. And they probably won a few quarters, maybe even a few years since. But
Hunter ranked 99.
You're about to get that trophy. I don't glaze Nintendo that much. There would have been somebody else. They don't get credit for saving an industry that would have been fine without them.
Well, this podcast is all about Nintendo, so get to it.
Well, it's easier for me to praise the things that I liked about the Switch 2. So I will start with that. Most of the games from the Switch are compatible. That was my top worry going into this. Because like I said earlier, the Switch became a very great physical collector console. Getting carts are very nice.
A huge freaking library.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of games you can only play on the Switch, RPGs included.
I have over 100 games for the Switch. This was not a plan when I went into the console.
And he hates Nintendo, so you know it's good.
I'm not a fan of Nintendo at all. You know how many Nintendo actually, I have a couple of first parties. I have both the Zelda games. I got Breath of the Wild for relatively cheap. Just to see, because you know what? I'm a pessimistic asshole, right? Fine. That's fair.
Everybody knows that.
That's fair, but I do want to give things a chance most of the time. I heard so much about Breath of the Wild, so I was like, all right, it's for sale. I think it was like $30 or $25 or something. I picked it up. I played it for about 8 hours. The thing I had the most fun doing was climbing towers. I'm like, this is just kind of like an Ubisoft game with worse graphics. And I got sick of it and didn't play it again. I got about halfway through Tears of the Kingdom, because I was doing a guide for it at the time. Mostly just writing up shrine solutions. And I didn't really like it any more than Breath of the Wild. But I have both of those. I will cop to that. I did a guide for...
Those shrines, I haven't played it in a long time, but I am about halfway through Breath of the Wild. And those shrines are like almost perfectly little portions of puzzles.
No, the shrines are fine. I did not dislike the shrines. I thought combat was abysmal. I didn't like most of the combat.
I don't like the destroy. Like, I'm cycling through weapons all the freaking time.
Yeah,
I didn't feel comfortable. I mean, I've killed 2 of those big guys now. I'm 2 for 4 or something. And once you get past the first one and like into the second one, it almost feels like you have too many weapons. Like you have a 19 spear. This is garbage. Get this out of here. You know what I'm saying.
I know a lot of my
like it's not a great impression at first. At first you're like, God damn it, I lost my 3 axe, and now why am I playing? You know what I'm saying?
I know a lot of my coworkers went to the underworld really early and got really strong gear. They had a different perspective. So I was worried about being able to play Switch 2 games on the Switch, or vice versa. Switch 1 games on the Switch 2. Turns out most of the games that I have and or care about are compatible. But I'll read a list of some games that either can't boot or have issues playing on the Switch 2. Ender Magnolia, sorry, Greg, Final Fantasy, the first Final Fantasy in the Pixel Remaster, and only that Final Fantasy.
How is that?
I don't know, but I find that hilarious that only the first Final Fantasy doesn't work on the Switch 2. Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition, I know, I see Zan rolling around. You know what? Don't bother playing Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition. The menus on console are just dog shit. Play it on PC. It's a fine game. Play it on PC, though. I've been keeping that in my back pocket as like a potential podcast game, by the way. Like, it's terrible. It's miserable to play, but man, would it last us a long time. And most of that time would be spent fighting with the menus. But whatever. It'd be a fun game to play multiplayer. Rhapsody, Marvel Kingdom Chronicles, South Park, Fractured But Whole.
As one does.
Super Neptunia RPG, Labyrinth Galleria, The Moon Society, Konosuba, Knights of Azure 2, Tokyo Xanadu EX. Didn't that game just come out? Or is that a...
No, that game's got like 4 or 5 different freaking ports, I think.
Harvestella, Neptunia, X Senran Kaguro, Ninja Wars.
I wonder what makes just some games not work. It's got to be something technical.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. I wouldn't have a clue. But So those games are having trouble.
We don't know enough about the Switch 2 but it's got to be, right? It's got to be something technical.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to rule out that these games can't or won't be patched by the developers to.
Yeah, they're like, didn't Xbox do something very similar to that?
I can't remember. But
Sounds very familiar.
I own a couple of these games, so it's not great, but honestly, a lot of the games I own on Switch I don't really intend to play. They're just things I bought because I wanted a physical copy of them. The Switch seems like a good console to actually collect games on. I'll play them digitally on PlayStation. Whatever, it is what it is.
The other nice thing about the Switch is the portability. I like that an awful lot.
I've barely ever removed mine from a dock.
I take it on work trips all the time. I can play it in the bathroom. These are positives to me.
This is the thing you have to do. Play it in the bathroom.
Yes. Yeah, I played my Switch in my freaking hot tub and in my bathtub.
Oh, jeez. I have played Switch in the bathtub before. I didn't really like it.
Don't judge me.
I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles and I was like, I don't know, like I have to lean over and this doesn't feel luxuriant. It feels kind of sad. I'll just finish my bath.
Maybe how you were doing it.
I was probably doing it wrong.
Peak luxurious. I'll tell you the secret. You put bubbles in.
Well, no, I'm fine with a good bubble bath. It's just, I don't know. I'm 5'4", dude. I have like tiny little T-Rex arms. I'm afraid of dropping shit in the tub.
Don't drop shit in the tub.
I just think about it too much. I'm like, do I need to be playing this?
You put something over the tub that spans it. I can hold a drink in there. I can put a Switch in there. Well, I'm just telling you how you do it.
I don't want to live in my bathtub. What's wrong with you?
You put a candle on. You got the drink.
No, I'm good. Plus, our tub isn't insulated well. Like, it loses heat.
You wash your vagina?
I don't have to do that often.
Oh, okay.
That kind of takes care of itself. But yeah, so I like that. The Pro Controller is compatible with the Switch 2. I was actually surprised by that. I have one in the box. I have one out of the box. My Pro Controller works fine. They feel nice and durable, and honestly, I think my someone agrees with you here on Twitch. I think the two Switch Pro controllers I have would probably last until the end of the Switch 2's lifespan, if I cared. The new Switch.
Did you see they also have a Switch Pro Controller 2 that they're making?
Yes, and it has a headphone jack on it, like it should have had. Like, okay, like, can we be honest here? PlayStation figured out how to do controllers back with the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
You make the buttons.
PlayStation 4 controller. I thought that was the best freaking controller for the longest time.
The DS4?
And then I saw the PS5 controller. I'm like, ooh, it feels even better.
I think
How did they do this?
I think the Pro controller is the best controller. And just in terms of like feel and build quality, the only thing it was missing was that 3.5mm headphone jack, which now it has. So, presumably, assuming the build quality is just as nice, which it better be because I think they want like $90 fucking for it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Their Pro controllers have always been super expensive.
I got my second one for $50. I got it on sale on the holidays. I'm like, I don't need one yet, but I might eventually. And I ain't passing this deal up, so I got my controllers. It's just sitting there waiting for me to need it. Which apparently will never happen because I don't think I'm ever going to get another Fire Emblem the way things are going.
It will happen.
I like the price, okay? The price of the hardware itself is $450. I was thinking it'd be $500. I still think Nintendo could get away with $500. They decided they didn't need to, for whatever reason, so whatever, that's fine. I don't... What else do I like about this console? I mean, I guess I like that it keeps a lot of the form factors of the Switch. You can dock it to play it like a real grown-up, or you can carry it in a handheld, you know, if you need a binky with you still.
Yeah. For those bath moments, yeah.
Yeah, so it's fine. That versatility is... It's not that it matters to me, But if I do have to like go somewhere for a period of time, I think I took my 3DS with me when I went to Nashville, didn't I? Yeah, I didn't even take my Switch back then. That's the thing. I don't know what kind of TV experience I'm gonna have, so I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. It suits multiple purposes. I can appreciate that, even if I don't really use it that much.
Yeah, the form factor is very much the same. It's a little bigger.
They've got party chat now, Greg.
The controllers are a little nicer. Yeah, they decided to include well, they kept calling it Nintendo Discord Online.
They got a C button on there that allows you to party chat. So, I say this in all seriousness. Good job, Nintendo. You caught up to 2014. You're still a decade behind, but you're only a decade behind.
One of Nintendo's biggest freaking problems is that they have no idea what party chat is and what an online store should look like, and like that's always been their biggest weakness.
Yeah, I haven't seen their store for this. I saw their game sharing. I thought it was very bold for them to show off game sharing and holding no bones. That was a complete piece of shit. I mean, you saw how that was running, right? That looked bad.
I didn't really see the game sharing. I don't. They have a digital card service.
So let's get into all the bad stuff, and there's a lot of it.
Well, I also like. I will also say the hardware itself looks very good.
I mean, I'm not a connoisseur. I just keep mine in the dock, and it would.
I don't know 1,000% about, like, they were showing off the mouse functions of those Joy-Cons.
I don't trust that as far as I can kick it.
I'm not sure how that's going to hold up, like, 3 to 4 years from now. That's going to get worn out. And another thing, they never addressed stick drift whatsoever, which is kind of funny. Why would they, though, right? They probably never will.
Well, you know, when you're selling Joy-Cons for $90, stick drift is a feature, not a bug. So, things I hate. One, I thought their lineup of games was dog shit. I'm not a Nintendo first-party fan, so if you are, feel free to disregard what I'm saying entirely.
Well, but putting Mario Kart World as like a launch game,
that's smart.
That's about as smart as you can get.
That's smart, but I don't give a shit about Mario Kart. I like just another rehashed Mario Kart game. Congratulations, wonderful. Another fucking Donkey Kong platformer. Woohoo! Most of the games they showed off were third-party games, and if you've owned any other piece of hardware in the past 10 years, you have played these games, and you played better versions of them. So I'm not too excited about any of that.
But they also have, for the record, they also have plenty of games coming out that are not yet released, that people have already dedicated, or not dedicated, that's not the right word, confirmed that they're going to be on the Switch too.
They have Borderlands 4
for
coming
example,
there.
Hades 2, Borderlands 4, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah. They announced that fake-ass Bloodborne game, which turned out to be a multiplayer scam, so you know what, I don't know.
Get out of here.
I don't know why
anything.
I don't know why From Software is releasing 2 multiplayer scams in a single year, but they're doing it.
Elden Ring. They also showed that off.
Yeah, one of the most overrated games in the past 5 years, coming to the Switch too. So it'll be right at home there alongside Zelda and every other overrated game on that console. They're doing remastered of Zelda. Ooh.
Well, in a sense, we should talk about the difference between.
Well, we'll get to that, but
games.
I don't really understand that too much. You know what? I honestly thought, and I didn't watch the show until later because I wasn't going to watch it live because I hate Nintendo shows because they're so baby brain. They're so child oriented. It's like they're talking down to me, trying to get me to like do fucking like little fucking dances the whole time I'm watching it. It's just like I'm not sitting here dealing with you guys pandering to me. I'll wait until you're done with the fucking show and I can skip through all the fucking garbage you people do. So that's what I did. I watched it later when I was able to curate my experience so I wouldn't get annoyed by it as much. Plus that fucking Switch snap sound they play all the time is just cancer in my ears. So I can only tolerate that so many times. Yes, watching Nintendo Direct causes me physical harm. I'm not ashamed to
Oh,
admit
get
it.
out of here.
That's not a joke. But, so, fuck, I lost my point.
That switch snapping sound is not that bad.
It's annoying. Rebecca, switch snapping sound. Annoying? She says it is. You're outvoted.
It's just fine.
So I thought I would catch a stray, because all my work chat was going over it there, blah 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 blah. Just got a lot of Nintendo Simps in there, you know, whatever. People like what they like, but they were so happy to get those table scraps, so happy.
Well, they've got maybe half a dozen actual new games that they showed, and that's including Mario Kart World, which we already knew about.
Donkey Kong.
The other big ones are Donkey Kong. Big is relative there, in my opinion. They have some sort of basketball game with people in wheelchairs called Dusk Dive or something. I forget the name of it. They have that Bloodborne thing. That was their big ending game. Which I don't care what you say, the aesthetics on that, like, I thought it was legit going to be Bloodborne 2 for some reason. That would have been crazy.
Bloodborne at 900p. I'm sorry, I was looking at screenshots of that. I'm like,
4 games. What else do they have?
This is
Surely
aged
they
so
have some-
terribly. You're really hyped for a PvPvE fucking Bloodborne
They have
like
some
clone.
Astro Chains looking game. I forget what it was called. I think that's new as well. I can't recall anything else that like was purely new
Greg.
Nintendo.
Greg.
What?
I'm gonna need you to be real with me. You have not beaten Elden Ring yet. That
No.
game has trophies. You're telling me you're gonna go ham on a online Bloodborne game with no trophies?
Oh no!
Shut up! No, you're not.
even. They have not shown me enough to buy this day one.
That's crazy. Get out.
Oh, let's not kill it. Let's not kill it. Come on, guys. Let's
Gonna get killed by this
trank it.
Cormago.
Let's trank it. Yay! Yeah. So I mean, I'm interested in seeing what that's about, but new Mario Kart, new Donkey Kong, that, and to buy all that, it's going to be to buy the console and like just Mario Kart.
$500.
$530.
No, there's a bundle. There's a bundle.
$500?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see any bundles. Okay,
I think
so they're what? They're saving you $30?
I think it's digital only, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, not enough. I need like a Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
I need a little better.
I thought I would honestly just catch a stray. I thought they would announce something I was vaguely interested in. Just accidentally. I thought we would get I don't even want to say a remaster of Final Fantasy IX, because I'm not sure how interested in that I even am, but, you know, who knows? Final Fantasy Tactics. I thought there'd be something I cared about on that show, and there really was nothing. The closest I came to caring about anything was Bravely Default, and they decided to shit the bed with that. Because not only is Nintendo deciding to raise the price of games by charging MSRP $70 to $90, the highest I've seen so far is $80, but they're definitely trying to charge more for physical games, and they're raising the cap on games in general.
They're not trying. They are.
They are, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see if the industry.
But the crazy thing is that the digital game, they're not. This is how it should work. Digital costs less to produce. You don't have to pay for cases and printing and all that jazz, right?
Yeah.
You should lower the price of digital games. No, instead what they did is they kept the price of digital games, and now they're just charging more for physical.
And here's the extra thing. They have I need to find the name for this. I wrote this all down here. They have something called a game key card system, which, you remember when you'd buy a PC game and you'd get a cardboard code on a box instead of a disc? That's all this is. This is the Nintendo code on a disc. Except they've got a little dummy cartridge with an install prompt for a game that you then have to download. It shits on ownership. The game isn't actually on the cartridge. They're probably charging more for the physical packaging of it, but you're not even getting the actual cartridge that would in part justify that price increase. And Bravely Default is one of the first victims of this. It will not. It's 11 gigabytes, Greg. They couldn't put this shit on a 16 gigabyte cartridge. 11 gigabytes, too much for Square Enix. They're just giving you a fucking cardboard code, essentially. Which is such dog shit. Such dog shit. Other games will be doing this. This just seems to be publisher discretion. For some reason, Cyberpunk 2077 is coming to the Switch, so I guess have fun playing that 5-year-old game at the lowest possible fucking specs it could ever fucking be run at. But it is at least coming on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. And as far as I know, everything should be on the cartridge. I haven't seen anything contrary to that. And even PlayStation 5, if you buy the Ultimate Edition, you do not get the DLC on the disc. So that's a small feather in Nintendo's cap. But I really want to make this clear to people because people don't seem to understand this. When we complain about this shit on, like, about games not being complete on disc or complete in box, this is not ubiquitous in the gaming industry. It is with the Xbox, but with the Switch 1 and the PlayStation 5, almost every piece of physical media you put in your console is playable from cover to credits without ever being connected to the internet. Now, obviously,
that's obviously a big sticking point.
People don't realize this. They say, well, aren't all video games just installers? Aren't all disc installers? No, they're not. If you're buying Call of Duty or some other online game, yes, you're going to have to be on the internet. And at that point, who gives a shit if you're buying it via disc?
That's the point of the game, though.
Yeah, but I will say, like, this year hasn't been great for physical releases. Suikoden, as far as I know, complete on disc, playable from start to finish. Monster Hunter Wilds, playable from start to finish. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, technically playable from start to finish, although the disc build is kind of shit. You're going to want to patch it just to get better performance out of the game. Ubisoft sabotaged Assassin's Creed Shadows by putting an installer on there. You have to check in with the internet to actually install the game. That's nothing about the capabilities of the disc. That's just Ubisoft being shitty and hating their customers. That's all that is. Most games that you buy will run from cover to credits on PlayStation 5 without ever connecting to the internet. So people need to stop acting like physical media is dead and has been dead. Switch 1 cartridges also work the same way, with a few exceptions like Resident Evil, where they sold you a game and like one of them's really there and you have to download
to kill it.
Yeah.
And Nintendo seems to be leaning in that direction a little bit with the way they are releasing. Well, they still have physical game options.
They veered heavily in that direction. So, no, they want to kill physical gaming. They're out for it. And it sucks and shitty. It makes me hate them. This was one of the strongest points of the Switch, and it has become a giant liability on the Switch too. Because now you're going to have to look at these boxes, these ugly, hideous boxes. Have you seen what the boxes look like for the Switch 2?
With the red tops?
With the giant red banner that's just garish with the squished-ass box art.
I hope that's it's ugly. There's no way.
The Switch 1 boxes were fine. You had the fucking little Switch 1, or Switch logo in the top left corner. PlayStation 5 has the banner at the top, but it's like half the size. I don't know what they were doing. It's hideous. It's a hideous box design. But you have to look at the bottom, because if it's one of those little game cart things, then they're also going to fuck up the cover art by having a bunch of text saying, you don't own this, connect to the internet, fucking loser. So, this isn't, obviously it's not going to be every game. I only saw this on Street Fighter 6 and, Bravely Default, but, I mean, it just, out the gate, now you have to question, if I buy a Switch 2 cartridge, is it going to be a dummy cartridge, or is it actually going to be something I own and that's worth buying? And, now I gotta ask myself, am I gonna be paying $10 extra for physical games on the Switch 2 compared to the PS5? Because I tell you what,
Yeah.
I'm already more partial to the PlayStation brand. I get trophies, I get better graphics. And I'm not a graphics whore, but if I'm paying less and getting better graphics, and I don't have to worry about the game being playable from start to finish on PlayStation 5, generally speaking, well, that's a lot of incentive for me to just buy a PlayStation 5 game. I don't think that's even mildly controversial. I think you're an idiot
6.
if you think otherwise. I mean, PlayStation 6, Nintendo's pivot away from physical media has got me in a pretty doomer mood when it comes to physical media in general now, but...
when I was looking at this, I thought to myself, I have enough games already that I could not buy another game and be happy enough the rest of my life without buying anything else.
Yep, I have the whole Trails series to play.
Of Doom, speaking of doomer mood, right?
Yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst. Yeah, I know. I just got a pay cut earlier, so I'm like, well, I can afford even fewer games now. It's like, yeah, I can always just buy it on GOG. If I really cared, I could buy an SD card and then download my GOG game, put it on the SD card, and hey, guess what? I've got better physical media from GOG than I got from Nintendo right now. Sure, I don't have a box, but you know what? Nothing's perfect. At least I own the GOG copy. So, I don't know. It's disappointing. I
love these monsters when they fight each other. I love it. It's so good. I just saw a new Udra grab a Raytheon while it was trying to fly away and just breathe fire on it while all of its tentacles were grasping it.
Capcom's fucking amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, I love that.
Glazing a company, but
yeah. So the whole physical games and media and that really gets our goats, as you can see. I don't think anybody can blame us. But how many examples have we seen of these companies turning servers off and games not being accessible?
Well, I don't know. Why don't you go buy anything on the 3DS right now?
Yeah, exactly. And Nintendo still doesn't know, if I buy Shovel Knight on the 3DS, why the heck can't I download it on my Switch?
Yeah.
Right? It's the same freaking game. There's nothing special on the Switch. I already paid for it. Or, what about Castlevania 1, 2, and 3? I bought those on the 3DS.
I mean, well, they also have some of their Switch games are going to have upgrades, where they'll get, and by some, I mean, it's 10. It's not many. The backwards compatibility on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, way more impressive than what Nintendo's doing here. They have some games that are just going to get performance boosts. They have some games that you have to pay to get an upgrade on. So if you buy a Switch 1 cart, you can buy I can't remember what they call it, upgrade something to get the Switch 2 version, which is fine as long as it is $10.
Well, we also have no idea what it is.
Yeah. Assuming it's $10, that's fine.
It's not like they announce the prices of these things. But it's not free.
No. But if it's $10, that's basically the PS4 to PS5 thing, so... I mean, whatever. It's not great. It should just be free, but... It's industry standard, as bad as that is.
I will give them that.
So, I don't know. God, I hate Gormagawa so fucking much. And I get a giant crown of this fucker, so I never have to fight it again. It's about time.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's just in one of his moods where everything he does hits me for no reason. So yeah, the price hike, the Nintendo not being clear on what you're getting when it comes to Switch 1 versus Switch 2 versions, how the upgrade system works, whether you're actually going to get a game when you buy a box copy of something. It's a mess. It's a mess. And I wouldn't have high morale for the Switch 2, even if they had something I wanted to buy. I was actually watching the work chat going by with a sense of dread, like, God, I hope they don't fucking announce Fire Emblem. So I really don't want to buy this fucking thing, because looking worse the more they talk about it. I don't know. If they had a game I really wanted on it, I'd be at odds. They don't even have that. I'm sure they'll have a Fire Emblem eventually. Jared tried to post a story
they
had.
For the record, they announced they're going to start putting GameCube.
Yeah, I saw that.
Titles on
and
the
one
Switch
of them is
too.
Path of Radiance.
One of them is Path of Radiance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jared.
It's very expensive to get physical version of.
Greg, I have it.
Have you played through it?
I played a little bit of it. I think I got to some mansion where we're trying to rescue somebody. Like, I'm not very far. I'm not very far. Who's the main character in that?
Have you fought the Black Knight yet?
No.
It's Ike.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for spoiling this 10, 15-year-old game.
How? No. Ike's the main character is what you asked.
What? No, there's a chick in it.
You asked who the main character was. I said it's Ike.
But don't you start out as playing some chick?
Maybe?
Oh.
I mean, Ike is on the fucking cover, you doofus.
I'd have to go look. I don't know where the box is. But,
he's also a character in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so...
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
He was in that other Fire Emblem game I played
This is not
last year.
spoiling anything, so shut the hell up, you dummy.
Oh, what are you doing, Rebecca? No, I didn't. But, like, I'm not paying... This is in their, like...
No, I'm not paying $530 for...
No, not even that. This is our high tier. This is our high tier subscription. So.
Oh yeah, but
I think it's like
I really wanted to pay Path Radiance, I sure would do it through that.
Yeah,
like if I wasn't, a pirate.
Well, yeah,
or if I didn't want to be a pirate. Yeah, I'm just saying. That would be the way to go.
So
I'm tempted to do it for Wind Waker, to be honest with you.
No, I have no incentive to buy a Switch 2 at all. I remain very, very unimpressed with this system and Nintendo's policies specifically. They're saying some things like it's got 256 gigabytes of internal memory, so hey, I guess that's something. It's going to take a new type of Express SDHC or
new type of micro SD card.
Yeah, which not a problem.
Data reading and sure, I mean, great. That's great.
But on the other hand, like, you couldn't put an SSD of any size in there. Like, you couldn't put a 256 gigabyte SSD. You know how much those cost now? Nothing. Couldn't even give us an SSD in the fucking thing. That's fucking sad. That's so cheap. But you know what? Sony couldn't put a stand in their PS5 Pro, so I guess that's just the market now.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay.
Probably consider shutting things down.
I will take your position.
Whatever.
I don't know. It just maybe I'll get one when the next Fire Emblem comes out. That's probably going to be the thing that tempts me. But
yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I'm going to get this eventually, but it's not going to be day one unless I'm working on something, I guess. Then maybe.
You know what? Tell Howard that if he wants me to write a Switch 2 guide, that's fine. He just has to buy me a Switch 2. Well, here's the thing. Like, this is what I was trying to wrap around my brain. Okay, so they come out with the next Fire Emblem of the fuck your face, and
I'd take a Genealogies remake.
Okay, well that's the rumor of the game that's been done for like 2 years. So let's say Fire Emblem Genealogies of the Holy War. They finally decided to announce that it's on Switch 2, and they come out with a collector's edition, $150, right? Art book, OST, steelbook, nice little cardboard box it all comes in, some other bullshit, who knows? Theme to the game, maybe a map, I don't know, some swag, right? But the actual game itself is one of those fucking codes in a box. Like, what's your response to that? You buying that?
I guess. Only because I have no other choice.
That's a really hard sell for me. I think at that point I'm just so demoralized by the lack of an actual game, I just don't care anymore. Like, if they don't care to actually sell me something, why do I care to buy it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think, honestly, at that point, I Or, you know, what if it's $80 digital, and that's the only way to get it?
Till midnight.
Huh?
No.
Oh, I know that.
For
Like-
just the game digitally, no. I will wait until just the best deal ever.
I mean, but these are the things we need to consider, because, you know, they want to charge $80 for some games. I think Mario Kart World is $80 if you don't get the pack in.
Yeah, I
So-
think it is.
I don't know. I don't know, man. You know what?
So it's I mean, all in all, we got what we asked for. I mean, we got plenty of Nintendo news. It's some good, some bad.
If they would have kept the
We're just
prices
gonna-
the same and ensured all their games were on a cartridge, or what? You know what? If they would have said some games are going to have to be on really high capacity cartridges, and we're going to charge $10 more for those, I'd have been fine. I'd have been fine.
I got my Hunter Rank 100 trophy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find this goddamn Chonky Ray Dow and Chonky Gormagala. God forbid I can find any of them, though. I'm just hunting randoms that show up in lobbies, so that's... It's not an efficient way of doing things, but you occasionally get one.
I've been doing these randoms and no trophies whatsoever. I got a silver one.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's
Silver
easy to
can- silver
easy
can
to
lick
find
my ass.
crowns when like you don't have very many of them, and then you can just go look for them in mass and like, you know, every time you clear a map, there's a good chance. I mean, a map, every region, clear every region. There's a good chance one of them will have a crown, and you know, you whittle it down, and once you're about halfway done, then it's like, all right, I need to start actually pinpointing these things. One of the things that I've found is, if there's like a rare component that is a reward for hunting a monster, I don't accept that quest. Because then I'm like, they're probably doing this quest to get that rare material, which means they don't care if it has a crown or not. So it probably doesn't. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it's what I'm going with. So, there's not any games on the Switch 2 launch that you're like, that you want. That you would buy day one.
No, yeah, there's like
Somebody gives you a Switch 2, right? You get that for free, and they're just like, I ended up with an extra one because I hit the buy button too many times. You can have it because whatever. This is a hypothetical. Shut up and don't question
Oh,
it.
I mean, if they do that, I'm probably buying.
What game are you gonna buy?
Mario Kart World digitally, and just letting the kids have fun.
Okay.
And that would be an absolute win. Yes.
I don't think I'm buying anything. I don't think I'm buying anything. I'm seeing anything that I don't have on another system that I want enough. You know, maybe if Bravely Default goes down on sale for like $20, I'll buy a digital copy of that on Switch too, because that just seems easier to play. Seems like I'd have more fun with it on Switch 2 than I would on 3DS, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I'd be just as happy on 3DS, to be honest.
I don't like using a handheld when I don't have to, so I'd take the dock and have it connected to my screen. I think I'd get $20 worth of satisfaction out of that.
This dummy online asks if the wounds trophy was cumulative between hunts or if he has to do 50 strikes
What?
in one hunt.
Bro, I don't think you're getting 50 strikes in one hunt.
Yeah.
I think you'd be lucky to
dummy.
get 10. Did you get that trophy yet?
No. But I can definitely tell the animations are different, so I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, you just gotta keep grinding. I don't think this platinum is that bad from my progress in the game so far. It's a grind, but it's a Monster Hunter game, you know? If you don't go into this expecting... Capcom wants you to spend hours.
I got like 3 small trophies. It's me 3 small crowns. Like, this is more than a little grindy. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. I'm almost done on the big crowns.
Man, you're just having bad luck, I guess.
I've got 2 small crowns total.
I guess I have 26 since I got the trophy. I don't know, I should
Compared
start...
to large crowns, I've got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Oh, I
14,
whiffed.
15, 16, 17. I got 17 large crowns. Like, how do you explain that diversity, right? That's crazy.
Bad luck. I'll have to go through some of the investigations I've saved. I'm sure I have some small crowns on there. Oop. I wish you could check and see what had a crown.
Before you enter an investigation?
Well, oh yeah, that too, but
that would be way too easy.
But even on my own, like, you know, the ones that I've already completed, can I check and see if that thing had a crown? Because I can't remember if it had a big crown or a small crown. It'd be nice to just go over it and see again. Oh, my back itches. Where's my back stretcher? You're fine, Moxie. Storm hasn't really even done anything in a while. I say that, but like half the time our power goes out, it goes out after the storm has passed, because I guess that's when it's fucking with things down the road up in Clarksville, so that's just the way it is. I think the Switch 2...
I'm sure lots of people are going to buy the Switch 2 day one. I don't think it's for me. I need more.
Yeah. No, it'll sell, but every Nintendo console sells 10 million. The question is, does it hit 30, 40, 50? That's... I think there's enough third-party support.
Did you see there's a camera option with it as well? We completely forgot to talk about accessories.
They have a camera on the back, right? And then they have a camera that you hook up, don't they?
Standalone camera.
Yeah, I saw that. They're overpriced gimmicks. What else do you want to say about that?
Well, it's interesting. What other, I mean, PlayStation did that with what?
Sony
PS3?
had their iCam, didn't they? Exactly, Jared. At least the Pro controller has a fucking audio jack now.
Yeah.
10 fucking years later than it should, but like this is just the biggest improvement in controllers. Like you can take this haptics and fucking throw it in the fucking pond for all I care, but this headphone jack, that's good shit. That's good shit. I like that a lot. And Jared, I think Jared is really interested in getting Donkey Kong. Well, you know what? $80, yeah, that sucks, but DualShock's about that much too. Aren't they like 75? You want to get a colored DualShock? Or DualSense, I guess they want to call it now. So it's not, it's bad, but it's not, you know, out there. Moxie, you can stop hyperventilating. The storm is past. You poor little thing.
I feel like I should take this Black Myth Wukong off my hard drive.
And throw it away.
I don't think I'm going to take the time to get this platinum.
What? Oh, Black Myth Wukong. Okay. I was going to say, you better platinum Monster Hunter. I'll have to call you an internal scrub if you don't platinum that. Oh! We do have a bit of news. Greg, Game of the Year dropped the other day. Did you see it?
Game of the Year dropped the other day.
Yeah. You didn't see it?
No.
Greg, you have a computer nearby, right?
Yeah.
Go to the Google machine and bring up the PlayStation Store.
Oh, fucking... I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
My Name is Mayo.
Remayo.
So this is what, a remake? A remake of My Name is Mayo 1?
It's the same concept, but I think some of the gimmicks are different. I don't know, it's been so long since I played the original. Greg? $2 for a platinum.
No, $2 is too much. It needs to be $1.
$2 for a platinum.
I'll wait.
You can buy 2 different copies of it, PS4 and PS5, and then the EU has 2 lists too.
Is
you can
it cross-buy at least?
No.
Oh, jeez.
You gotta pay for it all.
$4?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And then you can buy it on on an EU account. You get 4 platinums out of it if you want.
Unbelievable. Too much.
That's why I'm going to eclipse you in the trophy game one day.
Yeah, one day. What, 10 years from now?
I don't know. I don't think I have. I don't think I have the capacity to keep up with that.
I got 15-year-olds out here getting me trophies. You're never going to eclipse me.
They're gonna fucking quit soon enough.
Yeah, what, 3 more years maybe?
Yeah, they're not gonna be getting you platinums when they're 18.
That's not true. I have thoroughly...
They're gonna be asking you to
trained.
change your grandchild's diaper by then.
Oh, please. Why would you put that evil on me?
You put it on yourself!
I hope one day you guys have kids.
That's what we got. That's what we
Nice
got creeps
corgis,
and
more
shit for.
kids, and I'll just laugh as you go through it.
What do you got against my corgis?
Less corgis, more kids. That's how it will work.
My corgis are great. I mean, Moxie's 9. She's not gonna be around forever, so... I think corgis only live till like 12 anyway, so... She's gonna be the first to go unless one of these idiots runs into traffic or tries to eat something they shouldn't. Which
Are you willing to admit Black Myth Wukong was a decent game yet?
No, nope, sucked.
It was perfectly fine.
Overrated trash, gobbled up by a useless market.
I should try Sword and Shield more. I've got like 4 or 5 different freaking, or no, what is that, Charge Axe that you're doing?
Yeah.
I've got 4 or 5 different, weapons I've been playing around with.
You know what? I haven't had to switch off Charge Blade this entire game. I'm sure that'll change if I ever have to hunt some of the more difficult monsters, but right now I'm fine with just sticking with my Charge Blade. Better be competent with one weapon than mediocre with a bunch. Right, Greg?
That is, how it should be.
I was playing more Suikoden too during the storms. You know, they've really improved the animation quality of that game. I had to look when it came out, like 1999. I'm like, oh yeah, it feels like a late PlayStation 1 game. They've improved a lot of things. You know what? Instead of forcing the main character to go directly beneath an NPC to talk to them every time, sometimes the NPC will just turn their head and look at you. Clever little things they're doing to make it feel more like a modern game. Give it a little bit more polish. I approve. I'm not very far in. I just got to the point where we got the 2 main characters or whatever got their runes.
The lightning has them amped up.
But I haven't actually used them yet.
Yeah. That, the story in that game is something. You'll get to it.
I'm surprised how many villages they're fucking destroying. I'm like, oh, this one too, huh? Jesus.
Yeah, war. Save data, PS5, PS4.
Deleting Black Myth.
No, there's some trophies that you get when you start a New Game Plus, but there's also some trophies that you get from, like, randomly collecting things, and I hate the random. But I haven't started New Game Plus because it, you know, I have everywhere in the world unlocked, so...
Didn't you platinum that Gauntlet game?
Yeah.
When did you become such an old man, like, that's random shit in this, I ain't doing that?
That wasn't random, that was grind. That's way different.
Okay, well, you know what? Randomness is just grind with the chance for it to be over really fast.
Or take forever.
Well, that's the beauty of it.
I don't like the take forever part.
You become
I at
very...
least know how long it's going to take.
you don't mind the take forever part. You just want it to be clear up front.
Yes, exactly.
You feel entitled to it not to take forever if it doesn't explicitly say it well.
I want to know what I'm getting into.
Even if it's a 100-hour grind of the most dreadful
Gauntlet
repetition.
wasn't that bad.
It was miserable. What are you talking about?
Well, that and you could just stay in one place and put a rubber band under your controller.
Oh
and
my god.
You know what I'm saying?
So have you?
Go do other things.
I haven't done that in a while, honestly. I haven't done that in a long time.
Oh, look at that! I started a new game plus in
I heard from the others.
Black Myth Wukong. I just got 3 trophies, just automatic. Gold, silver.
Well, don't you feel accomplished?
Well, it's way better than just deleting it off my freaking hard drive.
I guess, if you say so.
It is a fun game. I don't care what you say. Some fantastic boss fights in it.
Chairman G agrees with you.
Yeah, Chairman Chow.
Whatever.
You racist.
Whatever their name is.
I know you hate anybody and anything Asian, but yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Nah, you know what? I wish China would take over this country.
Have you watched the opening cinematic to Black Myth Wukong?
No.
Yes, no?
No.
Where he fights those 4 generals in the giant Buddha thingy?
I know.
You should go watch it.
I don't care what Monkey Man does.
Monkey Man does good.
There's rumors that an Oblivion remake or remaster will be coming out tomorrow, maybe. As soon as tomorrow. It might get shadow dropped. I've seen that go around. Normally I wouldn't give this like the light of day because, I mean, it's going to be a bigger news story if it's true, but we'll know soon enough, so I figured it'd be interesting to mention it now. So, I kind of hope it does, because I'd really like to move on from this Atomfall game. I don't know. Atomfall's not a bad game, but there's just too many people. It's a Silver Crown
What do you mean
raid
there's too many people?
They got too many people working on it. I don't know what everyone's doing. I only see like 3 people regularly writing pages, but it's, I don't know. Too many cooks in the kitchen bothering me. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to have clear tasks, like something I can really sink my teeth into and just grind away at, you know? Like, just go back to AC Shadows. Yeah, well, that guide being a flop really kind of fucked things up.
Did it? It was a flop?
The guide was. No traffic whatsoever, never front page. So, I said that was a problem, that it wasn't front paging.
I'll be waiting here.
So, we'll see. We'll see. I would totally play an Oblivion remake, though. I tell you what. Moxie, you're okay.
Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat.
100 hours in Oblivion again?
Oh, yeah. Especially if they had a more Skyrim approach to leveling and combat.
Do we want that? Do we want a Skyrim
Yes.
game mode supplanted over Oblivion, or do we want to wallow in the good old-fashioned jank? Here's one. What if they had the option?
Oh, that would be even better, wouldn't it? I mean, how is that not better?
High tide raises all boats. I don't know. A Gormagala hunt started 50 minutes ago. I don't think that one's going to succeed.
I wonder how those type of 50-minute, like, how's that even possible?
How it takes you? The only way I can think of, because you'd think that the monster would either kill them or they'd kill the monster before that happens.
Yeah.
I think it's just somebody creating quests, idling in camp, and hoping somebody comes along and kills the monster for them. Honestly.
Oh, so they don't have to do anything?
Yeah. I think they're just joining and going AFK during a quest. I don't know what the timeout is. I know there is a timeout, but I don't know if it'll time you out when you're actively on a hunter mount. I'm not a douchebag. I actually participate in hunts I join. So.
Don't worry about it.
Although this time I should probably eat some food before I head out there. Or this won't take too long. Maybe we'll even get Jared to play Oblivion. How about that, Jared? Oh wow, no, there's still thunder. I just heard it. Woo doggy. Sorry, Moxie. I said the storm was over. You're right to not believe me. Oh, she just stiffened up. This poor dog. This little creature. It's like a giant Gormagala impossible to find. Because they all look the same size to me.
I've definitely fought them. That's
giant
the only
one?
one that I have both of.
Ah, you bitch. That's one of the two I need.
That's how it works, though. You have all those mini crowns I need.
Hundreds of them. That's probably what we'll do on the podcast. Especially if I can get my giant crowns out of the way. I'll just run through every investigation I have and see if we can get what you need. After this hunt, I'm going to go check and see how many of each creature I fought, because there's a lot of them. I fought a lot of things in this game.
Yeah. Have you got the 50 Apex Predators?
Oh yeah, I got that ages ago.
Oh, okay.
50 captures. I hunted a bunch of new Udras for a while there, because I was trying to get crowns for those, and I couldn't. I got Uthduna mercifully quickly, because I hate fighting Uthduna too. I think New Udra is one of the ones I dislike fighting the least. Which is weird, I didn't like fighting it during the campaign, but now I'm like, yeah, it's alright, I know how to fight this thing. Gormagala I still hate fighting. Ray Dow, not a big fan. Nope, block.
I must have fought Ray at least 7-8 times. He killed me once. Just tonight.
Oh, yeah, he killed me once. He did that, like, flying wing drag. And then there's another attack he can do where he, like, scythed one of his wings into the ground. He fucking hit me with the wing drag and then dropped his wing on me. And I was like, okay, that's it. Pancaked me when I was on the ground. I was like, you know what, you kind of deserve to die in that scenario.
Oh yeah, New Game Plus, they start you out with everything.
Are you playing Monkey Game?
Yep.
This is why you don't have small crowns, by the way.
Yep. I wanted those trophies before I deleted it.
So, where do you put Tactics Ogre on the list of games I should play?
Probably right under Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't think it's as good.
But that's still pretty high if it's right under one of your favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it's basically the same people and the same system. But I haven't played the remakes yet, or not. Remakes may not be the best word. I mean, they changed so much with them. Like, they made it real easy to switch pathways and go between chapters and go between, like, the, you know how they have the good path, the bad path, and the neutral path.
Well, I got an art book for the remake,
that real easy.
And I really like how the art looks in it. I'm like, maybe I need a strategy RPG. Nintendo sure as fuck ain't gonna oblige me.
There, you know how you saying you need work?
What?
We can always finish my Tactics Ogre guide that I've only done the first chapter on.
Is anyone actually paying you for that?
No.
Okay, well that's not work.
It would be for you!
Just fucking paint Warhammer minis in that case.
Yeah, but are you getting paid to paint Warhammer minis?
I don't know, it depends how good I become at it.
Not that good.
You don't know. What if I'm Nostradamus or... No, that's not a painter. Michelangelo, Leonardo, any of the Ninja Turtles.
Nostradamus, no, that's not a painter.
He's got one of those names. He could have been he's a painter in another reality. Alternate Earth.
Okay, I'm finally deleting Black Myth Wukong. 109 gigs.
Trap set.
You know, I see a lot of people that are hitting enemies with the trank bombs and then dropping a trap on them. And apparently that works just as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd much rather just drop the trap and then throw trank bombs, to be honest.
Same. I've gotten used to that.
Because what if the monster doesn't hit the trap afterwards?
Then you just wasted some trank bombs.
Now you've wasted some trank bombs. Yeah, just go for the trap, because if he doesn't hit the trap and he runs away, you can pick the trap up.
Yeah.
If he hits the trap, then you just use the trank bombs. Either way, you're not wasting the trap.
I'm sorry, Moxie. I know the storm is so mean.
It makes too much sense.
That's just how I got used to it. I feel really stupid that I didn't do these side quests earlier to get people gathering resources for me.
Oh yeah, I did too. Because I went through the entire game just writing up monsters as fast as possible. In reality, you should be like, if you were just going through it casually, you should be getting everybody to start gathering resources for you and getting that power charm and armor charm and getting the quests to unlock the new mantles and to have your Calico start doing extra things for you.
Hear that, Jared? If you ever get around to this game, do the side quests. You get stuff for it.
You do get stuff for it.
I'm gonna rest until it's fallow and see if I can get this stupid. I just want this done so bad. It'd be so great having a platinum in this. So great. Where is... No, okay. Nothing on the YouTubes. I see people talking... Oh! Oh! You want to talk about it, Greg?
What?
You absolute legend.
Oh my god. Carl Jobst, what a fucking scammer.
I'd heard shit about him.
Even if he never outright said what the lawsuit was about, which he claims, right? Or he apparently never claimed that he wasn't getting sued for the Apollo Legend thing. But you know what? Failure to going and making so many videos against this guy, saying that you've been sued by this guy. 95% of the people out there were under the impression that you were being sued by this guy for the things you were saying about him for defamation.
I just want to cover both things, like all bases. So, Carl Jobst is I guess was a popular YouTuber. We'll see how he recovers.
He will have. I'm sure he will have some diehard people stay with him, but this is going to go the way of the completionist. Yeah. Hardly anybody is going to be on this guy's side after this.
See, I have to be pessimistic because like DSP lingers like a fart.
Hardly anybody.
DSP lingers like a fart. Like, it doesn't matter what he does, how many times he gets called out lying. He always seems to make a living. So maybe Carl Jobst would be like this too, but
yeah. But did DSP get ordered by a court to pay some dude $400,000?
He's been credibly accused of lying about the details of his bankruptcy, and he spent months and months and months begging for people to make him solvent. And he's also spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on gacha games in the meantime.
So he's never been ordered by a court to pay somebody $400K.
He's done scumbag shit. He's done scumbag shit with money too. Thing is, Carl Jobst runs a YouTube channel that makes its hay by calling out speedrun cheaters, right?
Yeah.
So having the credibility, the moral high ground to look at these people and condemn them for dishonesty is a little more important than DSP when he fucking plays games poorly and begs for money.
Yeah.
So yeah, this might, because what can he say now? Like, this guy lied to the entire community about his speed running. Well, so did you, Jobs. You lied to the entire community about your fucking lawsuit. And
Oh, but I didn't say it wasn't for this. Fuck
a
you.
lie by omission is a lie. You know what? I'm not like a huge fan. I'm not on his discords where apparently he's, been saying some racist shit. He's
a lie by omission and insinuation is still a lie, especially when you go out and ask people to help you afford your lawyers.
I've heard rumors that Carl Jobst is a little Nazi leaning, and by rumors I mean I've seen screenshots, him defending racial slurs that he said and shit like that, and he used to be a pickup artist, and I don't know how looking like that you can be a pickup artist. The first albino pickup artist in history, I guess, but is what it is. I'm in no position to critique anybody else's looks.
I totally am. Pot marked.
But a little bit.
What? I'm just saying it. I didn't know about this whole pickup artist thing. Are you serious about that?
Yep.
Huh.
If you search Carl Jobst PCU, you will. Is that it? Not. I can't remember what they use for the fucking.
What's PCU mean?
I can't. They use a quote for it. Not a quote. Abbreviation. Maybe it's just PUA. I don't remember. They use an abbreviation for it. If you search that on Reddit, you'll find it. Someone will probably post screenshots of him. Or some of his old YouTube videos. Yeah, anyways, I've heard about him being shady before. But ultimately, like, I don't usually fixate on that. A lot of people say a lot of stupid things online. I've been watching him for a few years. Not die hard. I don't sub to his channel, but if I see it in my algorithm where he's, talking about some speed run, I'm probably going to check it out because his videos are usually well produced.
And they're usually entertaining, and I mean more than one or two or three people that he's talked about have indeed went and pulled the cover over an entire community.
So did he. I watched enough of his videos, especially about the Billy Mitchell shit, to not have any clue what the substance of this lawsuit was actually about. And I'm a bit dense. That's fine, right? We all make errors when we're not paying as close of attention as we should, but I'm not the only one. There are a lot of people who watch his stuff regularly and didn't know.
And even after all of this and what he freaking did, it's not like he was wrong about Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell is a gigantic, litigious piece of shit.
And he's a credibly accused cheater. But
like,
you know what? He was wrong to say some dude committed suicide because of his litigiousness. You can't fucking say that. You can say, I think he's a piece of shit and he sues people all the time. You can't say, dude specifically committed suicide because Billy Mitchell harassed him to the grave. They're levels that you can't fucking just cross without using the magical, like, fucking weasel word, allegedly, or covering your own ass in some way, right? And apparently Carl Jobst rubbed off on the judge that was overseeing the case to the point where...
Yeah, this judge did not like Carl. It's very obvious.
Yeah, that he was a fucking narcissist and not prone to changing his opinions even when proven wrong, and that might sound like a personal thing.
Carl, that was like, Jesus, dude, what?
Yeah, that might sound like a personal thing. Like, a lot of people were like, well, you got an activist judge that screwed him over. No, this is a case about your malicious and willful predisposition to lying about people to their own harm, and when you do shit in front of a judge that makes the judge go, no, this guy will totally lie about somebody if he thinks he's, like, just morally righteous enough to get away with it. Yeah, that's kind of an important context to the case. You're basically arguing directly to the judge, no, I don't care about the truth of the matter, and I will defame people if I don't approve of their previous actions. Like, What are you doing? That's the entire lawsuit. Like, you're proving... Here's the thing. I don't like Billy Mitchell. I think he's a piece of shit.
I don't know many people who do like Billy Mitchell that aren't 45 and have been brainwashed into thinking he's the best freaking retro gamer out there, or arcade gamer out there.
So this is why I'm extra mad at Carl Jobs, because he screwed the pooch here.
Yeah, he really did.
He put $250,000 in this con man's
pocket. The thing he made people think this was about, it wasn't fucking about.
Yeah, so... I hope Carl Jobs' YouTube career is done. I don't see how anyone can watch his videos about him calling other people out for being fraudsters after this. Because you know what? Lying about speedruns is bullshit, but he painted it as a great sin when somebody would like cheat a tournament for a couple $1,000. He took how many thousands of dollars from his fucking fan base for a lawsuit? They weren't even privy to the actual substance side. He's like 25 times as bad as anybody he's ever covered, just by that metric alone. The sheer amount of money he conned people out.
Almost $1 million or something.
Oh, was it? Okay, I don't remember the creationist stuff all that well. I remember him just talking about like little tournament people
did these freaking fundraisers for like a decade.
Oh Jesus.
Well, yeah, I mean that's hard to compete with.
Okay, but you're still in the running with them. Like,
yeah, it's not great. It's not great, but he probably hasn't conned more than people he's covered.
No,
probably not.
I don't know how much he conned, but it has to have been a few tens of thousands of dollars at the least for his legal bills. Now, I didn't donate to him. I have no skin in the game. I don't donate to these people.
I have not either. If I had all the money ever, like I might have. That's how thoroughly convinced I was that Billy is that much of an asshole.
There's a rule when it comes to like dealing with internet people, YouTube in general. Don't roll in the shit. Just stay out of the fucking pig pen. Don't get fucking dirty. All right. This is usually something that people say when it's referring to like lol cows. Like, watching people like DSP is one thing. Don't actually touch the poo, right? Don't get personally involved. You don't want your shit out there.
Well, this is one of those cases where, as it turns out, sadly, they're both fucking assholes.
Yeah.
They're both pieces of shit.
Yeah.
We just have to accept that. That's just how it fucking, as sad as it is, that's how it panned out.
And I don't know if you caught this, but apparently Carl Jobs thought it was a good idea. He had a sponsored video go live shortly after the verdict was revealed. So he was trying to make money on YouTube right in the immediate aftermath of this. And
well, I don't care as much about that because videos can be scheduled.
Well, let's just say that he didn't get the frostiest reception for this. Exactly.
Oh no, yeah, not great.
People didn't want him trying to make money immediately after he pissed away $250,000 on a bogus lawsuit that he shouldn't have really been part of. He should have settled. He should have done whatever Billy Mitchell wanted and took the shit down.
Well, he did. He took the shit down, but it was not quick enough. Soon enough. Already been out in the ether.
He should have done something different than what he did.
Should have definitely settled.
Yeah.
Don't know how in the world he thought he was gonna come away from that okay.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Like, there was...
Well, like the judge said, apparently, once he's made up his mind, he can't be persuaded out of it.
That's just fucking internet brain. That's internet brain. That's exactly what that is. I argue with internet people all day, and I think it's real life. Like, this is how people act. It's like, no, you're being fucking weird. You're being a little weirdo. You're being a creep. Like, you gotta disconnect from Twitter at some point and realize it's not real life. I don't know. There was a lolcow I watched called Cyrax, and he's a piece of shit. I'm not going to get into him. But somebody decided to touch the poo. They went They went down to Cyrax's house and were holding up a sign accusing him of being a pedophile, which he is. And this pissed Cyrax off, and he came out of his house, a little goblin creature with a baseball bat, and attacked this dude with a baseball bat. Unfortunately for Cyrax, he's like fucking 4'10", and he got the bat taken away from him by the dude one-handed. And the guy he was hitting with the bat was not a gym bro, bodybuilder, pro athlete type. And then the dude called the cops on Cyrax, and Cyrax went to jail for assault. Because he can't go and hit somebody, because he wasn't standing on Cyrax's property, he was standing on the sidewalk in front of his property, which is public property. You can't go hit somebody with a bat on public property because they have a sign that says something you don't like. Right?
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, can't do that, Greg. I'm sorry. So you should put that bat down. And this was like,
come here and make me.
I'll bring a sign saying Greg's a bitch. See how this goes.
Oh my god, yeah.
But like, so this guy had Cyrax right where he wanted. It was a great arc at the time because the cops came and arrested him, and Cyrax is screaming and crying, and it's the most hilarious fucking screeching for his mom to intervene and stop the cops from arresting him. And she's like, I can't do anything. It's fucking hilarious. Anyways, so Cyrax has to go to court. This is an open and shut case. The dude decides he'd rather, the dude who got attacked with the bat decides I don't know, it's too much work to travel down there, and he'd rather just sit at home and do mushrooms. And case got dismissed because he didn't want to fucking go to court. And then Cyrax was walking around strutting about how he's a badass, and he beat the fucking cops, beat the legal system, and he's happy he hit that guy with the bat, blah, blah, blah. This is why you don't touch the poo, because you gotta have follow through, right? And Carl Jobs, you shouldn't have touched the poo because you weren't the one, alright? You weren't smart enough. You got outsmarted by Billy fucking Mitchell.
That is insane. That guy is trying to live off of fucking Pac-Man and hot sauce.
Well, you know what? He doesn't have to, because now he gets to live off of fucking...
He's a Florida legend.
He gets to live off of fucking Carl Jobst. $250,000. I don't know how much of this is going to get paid, or if there's going to be an appeal, or what the fucking happened, but as things stand right now, Carl Jobst, you touched the poo, and the poo robbed you of $250,000. And some of that money might have come from your fucking fans, for all I know.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I hope that they go after him for...
I hope they do, too. I hope they...
Misleading fucking... I mean, obviously.
Yep. I agree. So, like, if you're going to play these games online, you need to be clever about it. I ain't clever. That's why I don't play these games online. So I just watch people play these games online. So, just, what an idiot. What an idiot. You know what? He didn't need to do any of this. I didn't watch him because of Billy Mitchell.
No, he didn't need to do any of this.
Like, his videos was about the Doom speedruns were good enough.
It was very entertaining. It was informative, and he well-researched, usually.
But if you guys, like, if there's anyone out there, if you need more Doom content, I recommend Decino. He's always been better than Carl Jobst at Doom content anyways. He's one of the most entertaining Doom content creators out there. If you just need somebody covering, like, boomer shooters, then check out Civi11. He's great. And if you just want some info on speedruns, check out Summoning Salt. So
Summoning Salt is better than Carl.
Oh, yeah. He's
always has been.
He's long form. Like, he will do an hour on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and then end the video with him showing that he's got the world record against Tyson. It's like, you cheeky little bitch.
The best thing Carl did was uncovering cheaters.
Well, he can't do that no more.
Other people do that, for the record.
Yeah.
But he was the best at it, for sure.
Well, not anymore, because who's going to listen to a fucking guy like that talk about cheaters?
Yeah.
So,
how the mighty have fallen.
He got millions of views on some of his videos. No, Mighty, 3 to 4 million views. You're making some money. A couple $1,000s from that video, I'd imagine. So, like, man, the problem is, that's a career based on credibility. You ain't got none.
Yeah, lost all your credibility.
So, that's unfortunate, but I've got enough I've got enough YouTube that I can watch that. It's not gonna like he hasn't been someone I've been watching recently because I don't know, his output hasn't been that great.
I mean, I was subscribed to him. I love hearing about the cheat. Yeah, I no longer. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I loved hearing about the cheaters. I loved it. I love seeing how they got busted because he would go into how they got busted, you know?
It's almost always the audio file, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
they find a gap in there, yeah.
But, sometimes he gets into, like, he doesn't know all these games, right? But he knows the communities, and they're willing to talk to him, you know?
I liked his videos. The parts of those videos I liked was when he would, like, reveal the posts of what the people, like, the cheaters were saying when they got caught cheating.
Oh, yeah.
And how just fucking smug they started to get about it and self-righteous.
Well, almost all these people that do this are real good at the games they play, but they're just not quite good enough, and they feel, more often than not, they feel like they deserve it.
Yeah.
And they don't want to put in the work it takes to actually do it.
You know what? Okay, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm
kind of like me with these fucking trophies.
I'm not particularly good at video games. Like not at the level where I'm going to be like, you know, a fucking top tier speedrunner. I mean, I don't have the patience or probably the skill or muscle memory for that shit. But I will say this from a lifelong gamer's perspective: if you are in a very competitive speedrun and you're like number 17 on the leaderboard, that's still pretty fucking impressive. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Now,
Agreed.
if there's like 12 people and you're number 11 and those are the only 12 that ever posted anything, I'm not giving you too many props. But, you know, if you don't have to be the first to be pretty good. Like, the accolades stretch further down the list than I think most of these people. Like that guy who wears a cowboy hat, Arcus. He's fantastic. I like him.
He is fantastic. He also played through Ninja Gaiden 17,000 times in a row.
Yeah, and he's not number 1 anymore. But you know what? He's still great. He's a great speedrunner.
He's always number 1 in my heart.
Exactly. So, I think people just they get competitive to the point where they lose focus on what it's supposed to really be about. And yeah, trying to be number 1 is one thing, but being entertaining about it's another. So, and a lot of these guys like Arcus, he doesn't, you know, I think the only number 1 list I remember him still being on last I checked was like Home Alone on the end. He plays all kinds of shit.
Oh yeah.
So, you know what? Diversify. Take a break. Go do something else. Don't resort to cheating because you ain't got it. Maybe you ain't got it yet. Maybe it's just you're not in that groove right now. Or just be happy being number 6 in the fucking world. That's pretty fucking crazy.
The only thing I will ever be number 1 in the world at is I'll have to find some game that no one has fucking tried playing in a decade. Right? That's the only way. That's the only way that will ever happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need to be the best at anything. It's nice having the experience of playing some of these games. And, like, I did not know speedrunning from these old Sierra Adventure games was a thing. I don't know why I didn't think that was a thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure speedrunning for anything is a thing.
For some reason, I just thought that, like, these games are too story-based and weird to really, like, speedrun them. But I was wrong. And when I saw a video of somebody beating Quest for Glory in under 2 minutes, I was like, I wasted weeks on that fucking game. You know? Like, we're getting different things out of it, but it just makes you look at things a little differently.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
yeah, that all happened on April Fools.
Yeah.
And I
didn't believe it. I saw IGN posted. I was like, bullshit.
I thought for sure this was the best April Fools I've seen in years. Because the guy who busts cheaters ended up scamming people out of money for his freaking lawsuit. Because everyone thought he was going to beat Billy Mitchell.
Well, you know what? If I would have known the substance of the case, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kicker.
And that's kind of on us. Maybe we should pay more attention.
Maybe, but when you got a guy making dozens of videos and a guy with Billy's fucking reputation. It's that's hard.
Yeah, yeah. So you get a little bit blinkered. You know what? Another story, or another thing to keep in mind though, when somebody accuses these people of being pieces of shit, maybe you shouldn't whitewash it. Maybe you should seriously consider it, because this has happened way too often where somebody's been accused of being a piece of shit, and it's just like, okay, yeah, everyone's a fucking misogynist, everyone's a racist, yada yada yada. Oh no, actually, this guy was. Yeah. And you know what? If they're willing to be that kind of a piece of shit, if you're willing to be a racist, if you're willing to be a misogynist, if you're willing to do all that shit, you're probably willing to fuck over your fans regardless of their gender or fucking sexual orientation. Like, these things just kind of go together. So the predators prey on the vulnerable populations first, but they'll go after everything they can eventually. So, something I need to personally work on, be more mindful of these creeps. I still got a little bit of that Gamergate brain where I don't trust the people on the other side too. Like, I still think Anita Sarkeesian was a con artist. Some people like Brianna Wu, do you remember her? No, you don't, because you're sane. You don't know who these people are, but...
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
They're pieces of shit on both sides, but doesn't mean there weren't credible accusations still. Oops. Oh. Still haven't gotten another crown yet, so... That kind of sucks. You know, the one thing I really hate about Gore Magala is, oh, somebody got KO'd. Lovely. His wings obscure what you're doing so often during the fight. Like, I know it goes transparent, but it still is hard to see sometimes when you...
Yeah, I'd agree
all around
with that. You. And they're so big, they're like a blanket.
Yeah. So what are you playing now?
Dave the Diver.
Oh. I should have known you'd go back to that.
Yeah. It's my little obsession.
Pow.
I should be working on Baldur's Gate. That's what I should be doing.
Well, aren't you almost done with Monster Hunter?
Yeah, we're trying to decide, since we have such low hits, how we want to not work on it.
Where's the good enough line?
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta imagine Baldur's Gate's gotten more than 10,000 hits since you've been working on Monster Hunter. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, that's at least the full guide, even if it is missing several, what I would consider key freaking items, like that, temple mace.
That's fair.
Ooh.
Oh, did Jared hop off here? Stop listening to us?
It is possible.
Did you start reading that AI Somnium Files yet?
Not yet. I should get into that tonight.
I played some of it.
Maybe I will.
I think I'm on the second day. I think we're going to stop after I finish day 2. Because that's the only organizational scheme I've seen so far, is they sort it by days. And day 1 is so short, it's like, you can't really end it there because there's nothing to talk about. But I'm taking notes. I'm properly ready to talk about that. Maybe that'll be the major point of the podcast, since we don't have the Nintendo stuff to talk about anymore. But
is it very Danganronpa like? Because that's how I imagine it.
Well, the problem is I've only played a little bit of Danganronpa. No, they try to use 3D models for shit, and even when the models on the game are the models in the game are used in a 2D fashion, like to be talking heads, they're still 3D models that they use. It is a little bit like Danganronpa in that you are like examining scenes from a fixed point of view, and you just select things and look at them and investigate them. I remember doing that a little bit in what tiny bit of Danganronpa I played. But then there are also like dream segments where you're playing the little AI, and those are 3D, and you control the character and you move around and you investigate things. So I guess
It's
it's
still
kind of
the
more the same.
Spike Chunsoft, though.
Yeah. Yeah. They cover up the visual novel well in that you're constantly clicking on things, and it's not quite L.A. Noire where you're actually moving around and picking things up and turning them over in your hand, but you're not just reading text the whole time either. Ooh, more thunder. I blocked! Liar! Oh, I'm stunned now. Good thing he got stunned too. That could have ended poorly. Might have been my first KO of the night. Oh, I'd kill for a crown. I'd kill for a crown. Someone fainted again. Well, I think we only got one faint left.
Either way, it was an interesting day with the Switch 2, that's for sure.
Yep. I guess the Carl drop stuff.
I didn't see anything I couldn't live without.
Yeah. I just...
Oh, they are making a bunch of new amiibos for that Fire Emblem Warriors. Not
Wait,
that
for Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem, Hyrule Warriors.
Okay, yeah.
I just got you all sorts of psyched up, didn't I?
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, there's more Fire Emblem amiibos? I saw some... Get off that. What are you doing? Okay, this game won't do what I want it to do. It's pissing me off. There we go. I think they have some for Street Fighter 6 too. I got to admit, I didn't even consider amiibos. Like, for some reason, that was not something I even thought of, which is weird because I like amiibos. But I didn't even think about, would amiibos be compatible with this or not?
Yeah.
Why am I wasting my time hunting this thing with these guys who can't even land a hit on it?
Did you pre-order that new Trails game?
No.
What's stopping you?
I don't have money right now.
Oh, that's a good reason.
Why am I taking damage?
I found mayonnaise under seas. That's a little weird.
You should find mayonnaise in its own game.
Shh.
They have a little.
God damn it.
They have a little arcade shooty segment now.
It'd be a pretty easy review. I could do it in the name of reviewing it.
9 out of 10.
I
More
think I
mayo
gave the
than
first
any
one
game ever before.
I'm pretty sure I gave the first one a 1 out of 10.
What?
Yeah, just saying.
Why are you like that?
You clicked the jar of mayonnaise 1,000 times for a platinum. What did you expect?
And you get a platinum at the end, and it tells you jokes. Okay, not every game can be the pinnacle of gameplay, like, oh, what's it? The dating one.
Mr. Masagi?
Yeah.
Trap set.
I thought that was legit fun.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. Especially the crazier dates at the end.
Come on. I'm ready for this fight to be over. You guys need to lure this thing to a trap. Yeah, these people don't know what they do. There we go. Jesus Christ. Don't need to make this harder than it has to be. Let's just fucking trap the thing
Yeah, I
and get rid
agree.
of it.
Traps are the way to go.
Cut the fight down by a quarter in length. Just be done with it.
Yeah, who wouldn't want that?
Besides, these people have shown bad predisposition to get KO'd, so we're at our last KO. And no crown. I knew that one wasn't going to have a crown. I don't know, I wasted my time on it. I should restock and then change the environment. Maybe I should just focus on this stupid oh, what's it called? Ray Dow. Woo! Did you hear that shit?
No, I didn't hear nothing. Is it thundering?
Yeah. I shouldn't have my shit running, but I don't know.
You're being bad now.
Yeah. Crafting, yes. I want to create pitfall traps. How many materials do I have for these? I only have one net. Okay, I have tons of materials to create enough. There we go. There we go. Now I have all the pitfall traps I could probably ever use. So I gotta go back to the main area. Plains. Let's see what's happened. Has the stock market collapsed anymore?
Oh, jeez.
We're done talking. Yeah, lost like $2 trillion in a couple minutes, man. That was kind of wild. I'm glad I don't have a 401k. I don't know what sense it makes to add tariffs. I'm not an economist, so that actually means that I probably understand money.
Tariffs are a normal thing as far as I know, but
yeah, but we're a consumer culture. Like, what are we exporting anyways? Bombs?
yeah, military, yeah.
So, I mean, adding retaliatory tariffs like this just makes it harder for countries to trade with us, which deprives us of the things that we need.
Yeah, to do it like this is big dumb for
I
sure.
I just don't understand it. They like keep talking. Like, the thing I don't understand is, I know they're full of shit, but they keep talking about the economy. Like, oh, we've got so much debt. Okay, well, raise taxes. You've got a guy. You've got a guy who's dropping $20 million in a fucking state Supreme Court race. Tax him.
Yeah.
If you're worried about the debt, tax him. All these motherfuckers buying elections, tax them. You see a pharmacist commercial or a pharma commercial on news, tax it. They have enough money to fucking spend on commercials on CNN, tax them. Like, you can tax your way out of deficit and debt too. You can make cuts all you want, but a lot of people already aren't doing well, and you can't fucking squeeze blood out of a fucking turnip. They're trying really hard, but, you know, when 40% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, I don't know, man. There's a saying that society is only 3 missed meals away from collapse, and these fuckers are playing with fire. They're trying to find out how close they are. I'm a little bit worried, because when these things go bad, they go bad real fast.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta raise taxes on these motherfuckers, because the poor don't have that much more to steal.
I'm competing in a game show, a sushi game show.
Oh, Jesus.
Why?
Have the Brewers managed to win any games yet? They've been doing abysmal. They won a game! They won 2 games! Wow. That's amazing. I don't think they had it in them. I don't know why I follow, like, Wisconsin sports generally. It's brain damage from when I was
Your
a kid.
dad.
He doesn't even like baseball. It's just, I lived in Wisconsin, so I feel like I've gotta keep track of the Wisconsin teams, even if I would never go to a Brewers game or a Bucks game, you know? I don't know.
You don't have to keep track of any of this, Nathan.
I don't. But
I'm actually in a
I am
fantasy
otherwise.
baseball league for money.
And you're talking shit.
Well, you have money on the line? Is that
No.
why you're keeping track of it?
No, I would never bet money on this.
You have no reason.
I would never bet money on this. It's silly. Dragon's Dogma 2 for $36 via Amazon.
That's way too much.
Yeah, surprised it
That's
sold
not
as
even
well
a
as it
good
did.
deal.
It hasn't gone down in price. What do you want me to say? I'm surprised it is retaining its value as well as it has, because I don't think it's that good of a game, but
I wish I could
Capcom.
record that.
I don't.
Somebody record that for me. Clip that.
No, I will admit it forever. Dragon's Dogma 2 wasn't that good. Dragon's Dogma 1 was a lot better. It was a lot better. Capcom must have, they raised the right amount of hype and produced the right amount of physical copies, and they've been able to keep the game from depreciating in value as much as it probably should have. What do you want me to say? Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition physical version comes on a 64GB cartridge for Nintendo Switch 2. Sports gyroscope aiming. I don't know why I need that in my life. Motion controls, touchscreen commands, and mouse capabilities.
The lightning has them amped up. Might be able to use them as a trap.
Yeah, that thing, can't find you for the life of me. Go catch some fish real quick. Did you do that? Catch 30 whoppers?
No, I haven't done that, but I'm probably on like 15 at least. Have you done it?
Yeah.
Oh man, you got to be close to the plat then.
Dude, I think it's just 100 hunts with my Palico and 2 more giant crowns.
What do you suppose this is? It looks quite
Number
Oh.
one Ryal.
That was a lot of research points there.
And Mitchell.
Where are your boyfriends?
Who's the best people to get? You have to hire staff in this game.
What's a life-changing medical fact everyone should know? Did you know you can drink lava but only once?
Shh. Life-changing, huh?
I bet that'll change your life. In all sorts of ways. Can you really refer to it as
I'm
drinking?
sure it would.
Like, wouldn't it be a little thick? I imagine you'd have to eat that with a spoon. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't like these amiibos. Like, I'd be tempted to get a Street Fighter amiibo of M. Bison, right? He's kind of a pimp. But I don't like the look of these characters. What are you doing, a handstand? Cut your hair and get a job.
What Street Fighter amiibos are they releasing? I didn't even hear about that.
God, what are the names of these characters? Are you not gonna... Okay, Kimberly, Luke, and... Oh, this last one's obscured. I don't know his name.
Hey, send me a link.
They're not the characters I recognize from the very few Street Fighter games I played.
Oh wow, that looks something. Yeah, I don't really know them either. I didn't even know they were making Street Fighter amiibos. That's crazy.
Yep. Still only got a Tornado Watch.
Yeah, I only recognize Luke. Because, yeah, he was in the previous Street Fighter. I don't know those other two. They look pretty interesting, though. Like the actual amiibo. Assuming that's what they're going to end up looking like.
Yeah, well, that's how they look in game, so... I mean, they're good from a design standpoint. I just don't have any nostalgia for the characters, so...
Yeah, agreed.
I don't have any good reason to buy these. What do we got here now? Tempered arc belts. We got a gold Magala there I can check out. Man, I hope they fucking remake Persona 4. I think I'll be smart and not buy the collector's edition at launch this time, though, because that Persona 3 collector's edition, that went down in price.
Everyone in the village said they can help too.
Material retrieval. God, these guys bring you so much shit. I don't know how you could run out of resources the way they bring it in like this. Got one of those golden tickets, too, so I can trade for a bunch of melding stuff if I cared to, which I don't think I do, because I've been just getting so many orbs. As I've been playing, I don't really see the need for it.
Those things are good for decorations. Okay, let's do some research.
Goodbye. Oh, creep. Gormagala. Here we go. Shit, I'm trying to think of what games are even coming up. You have Expedition 33.
People have been getting their Persona 4
I've seen that.
collector's editions from Limited Run.
I'm always one of the last ones to get that. I don't know, I guess I'm just down on the priority list. Sucks, but whatever, I'll get it eventually, so... I'm just gonna stick it on a shelf anyway, as long as it gets here in good condition. I don't care that much. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, what can you do?
But I'll survive.
Arctic Cod. Yeah.
Welcome to Night City, the open world action adventure RPG. I don't really see what the action adventure part of that is. It's a shooter RPG, but I don't know. When you say action adventure, I start thinking of things, and Cyberpunk isn't one of those things. Oh, did you see they showed like 2 seconds of Silk Song there?
Yeah, everybody lost their mind. I don't know why.
It's supposed to be coming out this year.
I'm serving narwhal meat. Oof.
That can't taste good.
We got a sale on. Need anything?
See, there's a rare item in my game. Just popped up. I'm gonna go get it. So, like, what's the point of this amiibo support on Street Fighter 6? Does that unlock the fighters if you use them, or...
Yeah, maybe.
Thundering Fulgurite. Yep, that's one of the rarity 6 items.
I need more carrots.
Oh, right. I was going to go look at something. So, where is it? Monster Field Guide. All right. So I've killed 20 Arkvelds, 40 Gormagalas, 26 Blagongas, only had to do 13 Gravioses, 27 Rathalos, 33 Guardian Fulgur Anjanath, 13 Rathians, 14 Gipseros, only 7 Yankutku. Thank God.
Yeah, you hate those things, don't
Yeah,
you?
only 8 Zuwu, and two of those at least were in side quests after I got both crowns. So I think I had to fight like 5 optional ones in the whole story or the whole game. 9 Guardian Ebony Odogarans, 5 Jindahads. Those don't have crowns, thankfully. 53 Guardian Rathalos. Don't want to give me that for shit. Only 4 Guardian Dashagumas. 51 New Udras. 13 Ajarakans. 11 Hirabamis. 17 Nurskylas. 41 Ray Dow and counting. 14 Rompopolo. 17 Uthduna, 15 Dashaguma, 13 Balahara, 11 Kangalala, 10 Lala Barina. I only fought 10 of those? 15 Cumatrice and 16 Chattacabra. So some of these things are just cunts and you gotta fight them a million times and it sucks. And I don't want to be a bastard, but I'm losing my taste for hunting these Ray Dow and Gormagala. It's just like, I'll put in the effort if I know I'm getting a crown, but God, I don't want to do this, just random fights against these two things anymore. Where are you? Get over here. June 5th for the Switch 2 launch. Oh yeah, Val Kilmer died. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's crazy. He's wasn't even that old, really.
Mid-60s, yeah. That's a bit unexpected.
Yeah. We've lost the Batman.
He was the first one, wasn't he?
No.
The first, well, movie Batman.
No.
Who else died?
Oh, he's the first. I was about to say Michael Keaton is the first Batman. Movie Batman.
Michael Keaton's still alive, though.
Yes.
And so is George Clooney.
Yeah, but when you just say the words, he was the first one, without saying he was the first one to die.
No, yeah. I meant the first one to die. The first movie Batman to die.
Yeah, I think he is the first movie Batman to die.
Makes you think, don't it?
Not really.
What?
What? Death is coming for us all. What are you talking about?
We're old. We watch these guys on TV.
That's true.
In the 90s. It means something.
That is true. What did he do better, Doc Holliday or Batman?
What? Are you out of your mind? Doc Holliday.
Yeah, agreed.
He's like the
That's
worst movie Batman.
Eh,
He
how
had the
about George
look.
Clooney?
He had the look, but
George Clooney pulled out a credit card and said, "Never leave the Batcave without it." George Clooney tapped on his shoes and ice skates came out.
he didn't write the fucking movie.
Listen, these things happened.
Oh, those were so bad. Those are so bad.
It was really, really, really bad. Oh, a party for what? Marlins? Oh my god.
Oh man, that's funny. Val Kilmer had the look down, but he was uncharismatic as hell in that role.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that we know he can be super charismatic.
Bad directing is my excuse for that.
He was great in Heat as well. I really liked him in Heat. Even though he wasn't like one of the main people.
Wasn't he in a movie about like man-eating lions?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think he was.
Oh, me oh my.
It's a pretty famous story. I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's a pair of man-eating lions that kept attacking workers who were trying to, I think, create a railroad through northern Africa or some shit.
If you say so. Let's see. We're AI Somnium Files, huh? That's the one we're doing, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. I can only handle so much Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver is like almost a perfect game to just do like a day of per day of real life.
I have trouble really focusing on visual novels and just playing through a ton of them. I don't know why. Like, I'll play for an hour, and then my mind starts wandering.
I wonder if I just search for Somnium, if that works.
Don't you own it?
Nope. Yeah, physically. But it is in an unopened collector's edition.
Oh, do I have a collector's edition for that? I have a collector's edition for the second one, I know that. Ah, you bastard. And do his breath after that. My ability to learn enemy attacks is undermined by my I want to really hit them with my charged blade follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, $4 so I don't have to open a collector's edition. That
Oh no,
seems
that's
great.
worth it. That's worth it. Is it $4? I thought it was like $3.
Yeah, it's $4.
And the Nirvana initiative is like 8 or 9, I think.
Unless I also happen to have it freaking loose copy, which is also possible.
Where did he go? This thing is humongous. How does he move that fast? Boom. Oh, someone got KO'd.
I think I have too many video games, Nathan.
No, you don't.
You're right. Silly me. Why
Just
would I even think
I
that?
just don't have enough free time.
That's right. I need time. I'm gonna go to bed and play some of this AI Somnium Files, I think.
Alright, that sounds like a plan. Alright, remember
You
I'm
know,
playing...
I told you I started a guide for it back in the day without ever starting it, right?
You know I started a guide for L.A. Noire at one point.
without ever starting it.
Yeah, I basically just had the headers, and then I played through a bit, and I wasn't captivated enough. And then I wasted a whole bunch of time driving around town trying to punch people's hats off their head. I just got bored of it and never went back to it. So. It happens, man. It's just the way things go. Oh, that was stupid. I knew that was coming too. Even if I would have pulled it off, it didn't matter because my shield's not charged anymore. Oh, well,
I do
we
like
all
how
make
they
mistakes.
warn you before you're about to die.
In Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
That's like, my health bar says it clearly enough, but thanks for yelling at me.
Yeah. It's nice of them. It's a nice little warning. Like, hey, dummy, you need to back off and drink a freaking potion already, you know?
It's dead. I might play some more AI summoning files. I can do that on my PS2. That's well, I'm tempted to do it.
Your PS2.
No, not PS2, PS4. What am I thinking?
Jesus, PS2.
Yeah, I'm going real back.
Ah, don't joke.
Hi, Moxie. It's okay. It's okay. That bad old Greg's gonna leave soon. You'll be fine. Yes, you will.
Oh, I hope I scared the pants off that dog. Rah, 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 rah.
Aw. She's already scared. She doesn't need the help. Poor thing. It is kind of cute how she just, like, tries to nuzzle in on the back of this couch. It's, she's a small little dog. She's a small little dog. Yeah, it's still the same Gormagala. Ugh. Had to fight so many of these things. I thought I had a giant crown of this thing at 1.2. I just... I don't know. Sucks. Alright, but that'll do it for, what was this, episode 346? Something like that, 326, one of these 300s. Switch to...
A ridiculous number of episodes.
We've done a lot of them. We've done a lot of them.
Yeah, we like talking about new stuff.
Switch 2 has come.
Start on it.
None of us are really impressed enough to buy it. We'll see how that changes in time, but for now, I don't think anyone's walking home with a Switch 2 in June, or maybe even by the end of this year. So,
yeah, but you never know. You never know what these people who sometimes have us write stuff
yeah, I mean, who knows?
will have us do.
Yeah.
After all, I have a freaking Xbox One X staring me in the face, and that's seen Vampire Cybers and Skyrim in space.
They buy you a computer, too, so, I mean, sometimes they really want you to do things.
Yeah, true that.
Alright, until next time, we will see you later. We will be covering AI the Somnium Files on Sunday. I don't want to do that. Till next time, see y'all later.
Later.